I'm not that nervous. Like, still got a little like, ooh, but all right, if the question comes, I'm gonna be there to answer it. Like, I've already done this too many times to even be too worried about it.
Don't step that way. Here. Don't step that way. Or you fight for that way. Hey. What's good, Sam? Love that one. Love it a lot, though. Mario Garcia is a hell of a puncher. He's very explosive.
Dangerous hook.
Very dangerous. Everybody know that hook doesn't knock a buffalo out. It's just the truth. It's just the truth.
Yeah.
He probably could throw a hook more like mine anybody seen.
Yeah.
He got that one-punch shock on that left hook. Deadly. And then he understands how to throw it. So yeah, that's where he is.
This is a much different version of myself, as you can see in my energy. And, you could see, how taking care of your body, being a real athlete and showing a good example, you're going to see that this fight.
Ryan Garcia continues sharpening his signature left hook in camp, while Roy Jones Jr. fine-tunes his timing and precision as they prepare for the Mario Barrios showdown ahead.
This camp, we've been keeping it pretty with the same kind of pattern. We wake up around 8:30, and then head to the, strength and conditioning gym. We lift weights, we do, conditioning drills, sprints, all that stuff. Then we take a minor, 10-minute break, and then we head to, boxing.
Today we're here strengthening, conditioning, fine-tuning for the last stretch. Make sure that the body feels right and that we are strong. Keep that pace, keep that pace. 30 seconds. Last 30 seconds.
Attaboy.
Roy Jones Jr. breaks down the proper left hook technique, placing emphasis on balance, timing, hip rotation, and correct guard position.
He emphasizes explosive delivery to maximize power, accuracy, and defensive responsibility.
Roy Jones Jr. commends Ryan Garcia for his devastating left hook, describing him as an incredible puncher who possesses one of the finest hooks in boxing.
He's a hell of a puncher. He's very explosive.
Dangerous hook.
Very dangerous. Everybody know that hook doesn't knock a buffalo out. It's just the truth. It's just the truth.
Yeah.
He probably could throw a hook more like mine anybody seen.
Yeah.
He got that one-punch shock on that left hook. Deadly. And then he understands how to throw it. So yeah, that's where he is.
Roy Jones Jr. explains that boxing is fundamentally built on technique rather than conditioning. A fighter who relies solely on stamina might survive a few rounds, but genuine technical skill is what carries you safely to the final bell.
More technique than conditioning. Nowadays, fighters are more into strength and conditioning than technique. How that happened was people started getting lazy with technique. So they would have technique, like you have a lot of guys that would have technique, but they wouldn't be conditioned. So they come to the ring, they look good for a few rounds, then they die off. The better conditioned guy win the fight. So what started happening was a lot of guys that had technique were getting beat by guys that didn't have the same technique, but had better conditioning. So what happens? Boxing transitioned from a skill sport to a better conditioned sport. So now people forget about technique, but they work on more on condition. Condition becomes...
Ryan Garcia acknowledges that in previous years he lacked focus and allowed himself to become distracted by partying and outside influences.
It was much different circumstances. I was coming off a suspension, and during that suspension, I was drinking and partying and doing whatever I want for all the way through until they told me that I had to fight. My instincts told me not to. My body wasn't well, it had a lot of toxins in it, as you could imagine. A lot of stupid shit I did. But you know, when you have a lot of people in your ear and people are telling you can make $5 million, it's an easy fight, and you know, but you know internally that it's not the right decision, and I didn't trust my heart and didn't trust my instincts, and I paid the price for it.
So you say that you knew that it was not the right thing to do. Was there a moment in training camp or the week of the fight where you thought, man, I really think I might lose?
Oh, every day.
Now, he says he feels disciplined and motivated, surrounded by the right people who guide his decisions and hold him accountable.
Lose 30 pounds, remember how to box, and try to get sharp all in 2 months. And I don't even know how my body's gonna react. And it wasn't reacting. Every 2 days, it would just shut down. Runs didn't feel right. Nothing felt correct as it should. And I'm not blaming anybody. You come to find out, you know, whatever was happening in the Haney fight, it will never be replicated again. You can't do that. I still don't know to this
That was
day
crazy, yeah.
how I was able to drink and do whatever I wanted and somehow still win. I just wanted to make a mockery of.
Jones Jr. once again praises Ryan Garcia, calling him a talented fighter who brings excitement and ensures every bout is compelling, no matter who stands across from him.
Take your head off to that kid because he's one that's out there doing like what I used to do. He's fighting them all. He don't care who they are, where they are. If he get paid for it, he'll fight. And that's a beautiful thing. That is what boxing has been missing. You know what I mean? So it's like, I don't care who he fights. It's going to be an interesting fight, and he has a chance to beat anybody.
Chris Algieri explains that every situation in boxing carries its own nuances, and Ryan's case is particularly unique. He stresses that the relationship between a fighter and a trainer is shaped more by personality than culture. While father-son pairings have found success culturally, such as Robert Garcia with his father or even Roy Jones Jr. with his father, conflict can arise when strong personalities clash. Algieri notes that Ryan's father is known for having a strong personality, much like Ryan himself, which makes their collaboration unpredictable. However, when personalities align, as seen with Floyd Mayweather and his uncle, extraordinary results can follow.
I think every case is its own, every case is unique, and Ryan is especially unique. Champ, you mentioned culture versus personality. I think it's much more personality than culture, because we've seen culturally it work with Mexican father-son duos. I mean, we have Robert Garcia here, his father trained him, and Mikey Garcia, it worked, you know, and then you've got, you know, even like Roy Jones versus Floyd Mayweather. Roy Jones's father, you know, butting heads. You know, Floyd and his father butting heads. Uncle worked out great. Roger and Floyd worked out beautifully. But the fathers, they hit heads together. Then you got, even today, you got Naoya Inoue and his father. His father's fantastic. Yep. Trains both him and his brother, and to great success. And it seems like doesn't seem like there's much friction there, at least that we've seen. So I don't think it's so much cultural as much as it is personality. And in terms of the personalities, Ryan has a very large personality. Apparently so.
He further notes that in recent times, Ryan has struggled with discipline, coaching, and maintaining structured training. Algieri observes that Ryan often favors informal sessions in his living room, surrounded by distractions, rather than committing to a consistent gym routine. The hope is that his father can redirect him and reinstate a more traditional training approach, the same system under which Ryan previously thrived. If they can reconcile their personalities and build on their shared history, Ryan may be able to return to his former high level of performance. Algieri concludes that although challenges remain, the right guidance could significantly impact Ryan's boxing journey.
Lean back on their history, to which case Ryan could actually perform at a very high level again. In recent form, Ryan has had a lot of trouble with coaching. Listening to what he's going to do, showing up to the gym, he'd rather train. It seems like he's in his living room, you know, wearing sweatpants and you know, whoever's around with influencers. Maybe his father can crack him out of that and get him back to a more traditional training style like we've seen him in the past when he was on a really good run at some point, you know, at a point a few years ago where he looked like he really could take over and then things kind of fell off. So possibly the father-son duo this time could work once again because it has worked in the past.
When you look at this, all we need now is a coach. coach with some experience. Oh, we have Coach Robert Garcia. What's the secret sauce here? Is there one? Is it about knowing when to be dad and when to be coach? Is there a secret here? Is it just, as the guys have pointed out, a matter of...
Highlight a key tactical flaw in Ryan Garcia that could seriously affect his upcoming fight against Mario Barrios. While Ryan's talent is unquestionable, his most recent performances have sparked concern. Despite his skills and marketability, he recently lost a fight that many critics believe should have elevated his position. The issue is that flashy appeal and commercial presence do not always translate into tactical excellence inside the ring.
Davis, elite level counterpuncher. That's Luke Campbell, Olympic gold medalist. They're much more talented fighters than Mario Barrios. But then I take you to his most recent outing, and he lost this fight. It's the reason people are like, how on earth does he have a world title shot in his next fight? Well, that's what being good looking in a massive commercial pool does for you. But I take you to the Rolly Romero fight, and Romero is okay, but he's not an elite level fighter in my opinion, but he was someone who had sparred a lot of rounds with Ryan Garcia and understood Ryan Garcia as a fighter. And again, he shows you the way here with effective counterpunching and isolating those weaknesses of Ryan Garcia. So what you'll see here in the Romero fight, and what I really like about Rolly here, is that he's not afraid of Ryan Garcia rushing him. And Ryan Garcia wants to do what Ryan Garcia does. Those things we explained before. He likes to press the action. And it's early in the fight. And this made him so apprehensive for the rest of the fight that he lost. As you can see, Ryan Garcia, he steps into the here. And even though Ryan Garcia is right in front of him, Rolly knows Ryan's probably looking for that lead hook.
Looking at his bout with Roy Romero further exposes this issue. Romero, though not considered elite, had extensive sparring experience with Ryan and understood his tendencies well. He successfully countered Ryan's attacks and capitalized on weaknesses in Garcia's style. Ryan's usual strategy of pressing forward and controlling the action played directly into Romero's plan. Early aggression from Ryan was met with disciplined defense and sharp counterpunching, which caused hesitation for the rest of the fight. Romero's discipline and defensive positioning stood out, keeping his hands tight to his chin and maintaining a solid stance with strong leg positioning, effectively neutralizing Ryan's favored lead hook. This example highlights that without adjustment and strategic discipline, Ryan's not.